income stream. My name is Pat Flynn, here to help you make more money, save more time, and help more people too. And today, specifically, we're talking about creating and hosting and winning with your own challenge. Bringing your community together to, within a short time period, actually get a result that can lead to so many other great things. I'll tell you what these can lead to, how to create them, and best tips and best practices for hosting them too. I've hosted several over the past years, and they've always worked, some better than others. I'll talk more about that in just a second, but welcome to the income stream. Say hello in the chat if you're with me live today, and let's enjoy the show.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
That's right, like the song says, no fee required. We are 109 days straight of the income stream, and based on how things are, at least here in the US, it looks like we're going to be continuing this quarantine thing for a long time. So long as that exists, this will happen, because I want to be hopefully a beacon of light for you during this situation, hopefully a distraction perhaps of all the craziness out there, and also hopefully as inspiration that you can use during this time to actually take action and move forward. And in fact, over the last 109 days, we've seen so many great results from people who have gotten some access to information here and then have actually implemented, taken action, and I want to congratulate you on that. I also want to spend some time welcoming people here in the show. We got Chris Alfred. What's up, Chris? Good to see you here. We got Jammin in the house. We got Samson, who I know has been here for 109 days straight, which is pretty cool. Elton says, t-shirt rules. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We got Shilpa in the house. We got Doug saying, good morning, Quaranteam. That's you guys. Good to see you here. Greetings, Pat. You need more coffee. I do need more coffee. It was a late night last night, but this is the week that my team and I were back at work. In fact, last week we had a week off because everybody has been putting a lot of time and effort into what's called SPI Pro. If you want to check that out, there's still, I believe, some time to fill out an application to get access to our community and brand new membership platform that's coming out in very short time period here. If you go to smartpassiveincome.com/pro, you'll see that there. But today I wanted to talk about challenges. Challenges specifically are an amazing opportunity and tool for you to get your audience to take action. And if you can get your audience to take action, you can get them results. And when you get them results, you can start to help them know, like, and trust you more, which can then lead to them subscribing to your list, which actually is a part of the challenge in the way that I'm teaching it to you. It'll be a part of the challenge to actually have them subscribe to your list to get access to you and to information and to some sort of way to manage their way through the process. And I'll talk more about best practices for challenges and length and all that kind of stuff in just a moment here. But it's also a great way to, after you get people results, to give them more, right? A lot of times people don't want to take action, or they feel like this goal that you're helping them achieve is so far in the distance. But if you can help them get, just a short period or a short distance ahead, they will then see that this is possible and they'll want to continue to work with you. So let me go over an example of a challenge that I have run in the past, and I'll go over some other challenges too that other people are running as well, even right now. But for right now, let's share with you, many of you have heard this before. In fact, this is something that is still available today, because you can run these challenges live on a specific date with a group of people all going through it at once. Or you can run through these challenges in a more evergreen fashion, which is what this now has since converted to. This is my 0 to 100 emails challenge. This will help people convert from having 0 emails on their list to 100 emails on their list. Now let's talk about this a little bit, and then I'll walk through this page and how it's set up and all that kind of stuff. But why is this? Why was this even a thing in the first place? Well, number one, we wanted to grow our list, right? This is another reason to do a challenge. Just even if you don't give away anything, or even if you don't, sell anything on the other end of this, or offer something as an affiliate afterwards, you can still benefit by having people join your list from here. But 100emails.com, that's a short link that I got to drive people to this landing page here. And as you can see, it says to go from 0 to 100 emails in just 3 days. So some important components here, right? It's not go from 0 to 1,000 or 10,000, right? Although we would all love to get to 10,000 emails or 100,000 emails, but the bigger numbers don't actually make sense here in a challenge where people who have been struggling for perhaps years to grow an email list. This is the thing that we're creating, a container, a space to help them actually take action, to help them realize that this is possible. And to do that, we need to have numbers that are seemingly achievable, right? This is very similar to Ramit Sethi. He has a course called, what's it called? It's about getting your first $1,000, right? Nicole Walters has a course as well called Earn 1K. And that, although can help people earn more, and many people succeed through those courses and get tens of thousands of dollars more, with Ramit specifically, how to get raises in your job or how to make more money through Nicole Walters. You can make more than 1K, but it's seemingly more achievable than if it were to be presented as, hey, you can earn $10,000 more than you are right now, or $100,000 more, right? So this is very similar. Let's have something small and achievable. This also makes it doable, right? So when we get to 3 days, this is also the time sequence allows people to understand, okay, so for these 3 days, I'm going to make this happen. This becomes a lot more tangible. This becomes a lot more doable for people, which is great. And if you do this live, it happens on a specific date. So you make a huge deal about this launch date, this event that's happening. Another example right here is from Brittany Lynn, who's a student of mine. She's offering something called Pitch Fest. If you are interested in anything related to PR and wanting to get your first media mention, which is the 5-day challenge here, as you can see, a free 5-day challenge to help you land your first media mention, right? So this is a way to frame content in a way that gets people to take action. Yes, I could have just created a blog post that says, here's how you can get your first 100 emails. Brittany could have created something to go, okay, well, here's how you can get your first media mention. But by creating a challenge, it creates an event-like structure to it, and you can build a lot of noise, build a lot of excitement leading up to it. And as you can see, this challenge for her starts next week, which is really cool. You can find it at, BrittanyLynn.com /PitchFest July 2020, which is pretty cool. And of course, on these sales pages, you want to talk about, and sales page, I just use that term to sell people into taking this challenge. She's doing a lot of great things here. For example, what you'll learn during the challenge, how the days are structured. She also has some social proof here related to some of the news channels that she's been able to get some of her clients on, some testimonials about the challenge. If you've run this challenge before, you want to make sure that you actually have testimonials for it as well. I have this too. Even on the thumbnail of the video, you can see, so I started with 58, now I'm at 106, next stop, 1,000. I've reached 100 and still working to get a bigger response. Better late than never, finally got my 101 subscribers. So now people can go, wow, hey, this thing works. I want to participate. And of course, when you click to participate, you just sign up with your name and email, and you can join the challenge there. So this is how the challenges are typically structured. And yes, you can go all out with this and make it a huge event with videos, with Zoom calls and all this kind of stuff. However, I love to break things down so that you can do them more easily and so that we can make them more simple. So here's how I would structure it. I would just run the entire challenge that you're thinking of doing, whatever topic it is that's achievable, perhaps related to the first steps that your audience might take, right? Let's just make it simple. Let's have it run through email, right? So people subscribe, and then every day for however many days, they get an email. They expect it. They're looking forward to it. Open rates shoot through the roof during this time, obviously, because they're expecting these emails, but also because people go back to these emails that actually teach. Now, if you wanted to, within these emails that people receive during the challenge period, put a link to then a video, that can work too. But in this case, with 100emails.com, 3 emails over the course of 3 days with instruction to help you go from 0 to 100 emails. Very clear, very easy. It's all done in ConvertKit. You can use any email service provider for this because an autoresponder sequence is what you'd want to use here. Or if you're running this live, just send a broadcast in the morning, and later over time, you can turn it into a follow-up sequence if you want to make this more evergreen down the road. And when we ran this challenge for the first time, we had 14,000 people participate. The cool thing about challenges as well is people share them with each other, which is really amazing because people go, "Hey, can you do this with me? Like, let's do this together. This is something that we've been talking about. Let's bring the gang in. Let's actually do it together." And this is really cool. So this is because it's free and because it's achievable and because it's within a certain time period. It's almost like an event or a race that people can run together, if you will, and then hopefully celebrate at the end, right? So very simple thing to do. The sales page, as you can see mine here, doesn't need to be, it's just simply, hey, here's what you do. Here are some testimonials and a little bit about me. Sign up and let's do this, right? Now, they will get a follow-up email immediately if this challenge was running live on a specific date, which we will be making this live on a date in the future. Even though we've run this before, even though it's evergreen right now, the event-like structure to it does have a little bit more legs because it's within a certain time period, there's a specific date, you can build a lot of excitement for it. But the first email people get is going to be an autoresponder email the moment they sign up with information about when the event starts, what to look forward to, again, kind of reselling it so people can get excited, telling them to mark it in their calendar, to look forward to the first email that comes out on whatever that date is, right? So that's number one. Then you can actually write these emails ahead of time so that the challenge will take care of itself. So you just can create a container or space in your schedule to actually write these ahead of time if you can get ahead of it. If not, then you can run it sort of live and send a broadcast each morning, and then you'll have those emails available for an autoresponder sequence if you make this evergreen later. The other thing about this that you can do if you happen to run these challenges live is you can create what's called a pop-up Facebook group. I don't know if you've ever heard that term, a pop-up Facebook group, but essentially a Facebook group, because it's free and it's easy, it's easily accessible, and it's pop-up because it's coming up for the challenge, but then gets removed afterwards. It's simply a space and a community for people who are participating in the challenge to come together, to introduce themselves to each other, and to also share their wins. And this is the beauty of the community. In fact, you can see a lot of when we've done this live, these are just literally screenshots from our 0 to 100 email pop-up Facebook groups so that people can now see other people are doing this with them and they'll want to continue to move forward and do it too, right? So here's what happens, and then I'll go over again some of these sales pages for other challenges that are happening over time as well. And chat, let me know if you've participated or even hosted any of your challenges as well and what they were and how they worked out for you. Again, this creates a really nice event that people can participate in that can lead to more things. So here's what this particular challenge leads to. Again, people subscribe to this, and then since it's evergreen now, people get the day one email immediately. Day two comes out, and again, that's just an email. And day three comes out, another email, and hopefully by the end, they'll have collected a certain number of email addresses that proves that they can do this now, which is really the case here, right? Because people have always had the chance to build their email list, but now I've created a simple mechanism for them to do that and a way for them to get quick results and small results, but quick results fast. And then here's what happens. Day four. Yes, there is a day four email that pops out, but it's not further instruction because they've already done the thing. Day four becomes, here are your next steps. And I want you to think about this. I'm helping people go from 0 emails to 100 emails in 3 days. Now they're excited. Now they're going to want to know what to do with them. By the way, I make sure, and you need to make sure that if you're running a challenge, you shouldn't have people need to pay for anything to get access to the results, right? So within this challenge for building 0 to 100 emails, I don't tell people to go get ConvertKit or go get any email service provider. I don't even mention that. That comes later, and in fact, that's step 2. I really make sure that people can understand they can do this and do this for free, because sometimes the barrier to entry is the payment sometimes with whatever thing that you're teaching them to do, right? So try to make it as free as possible to participate in the challenge. Then day 4 becomes, okay, now that you've done this, here's your next step. And in this case, for 0 to 100 emails, what is happening is day 4 becomes, well, now you need a place to put these emails, and you can create autoresponders and you can use them to dive deeper and survey your audience. Here's a tool that I recommend. I recommend you check out ConvertKit. What's really cool about this too is if you run these challenges and you have a promotion for a product that's not yours at the end of it, which is what you can do if you don't have your products yet, right? You can sell and recommend other people's products. You can earn a commission through affiliate marketing by doing that. If you need some help with affiliate marketing, I have a lot of videos on the channel about that. Anyway, now it's a proper second step because people now are going, okay, now what do I do with this? Well, here's the next recommendation. And because you've helped people through a process once, they're going to continue or actually be more likely to follow you after that. But the cool thing is if you happen to choose a product, let that product company know. Let that company know that you're going to be promoting their product at the end of this challenge. They are going to be likely to send more people to that challenge for you, knowing that they're eventually going to get potentially more customers on the other end. Maybe you can work out a deal with them, an exclusive deal that's specific just for this challenge alone. In fact, if you could time it and work with the company to create, for example, special coupon code or a landing page just for people coming from this challenge, where perhaps there's even a deal that expires after a certain date. So imagine the challenge happens, they see now there's a deal to get into this second step tool, and the deal expires after a week after the challenge has been over. Now people are driven. Now they've taken those first steps and have seen results, and there's a lot more of a chance that people are going to convert on the other end. Cool. My Castle Life, thank you so much for that. He says, Pat is just totally cool teaching us, y'all. Many people hold these secrets. This is gold, Pat, says Paximus. Yeah, no worries. And I'm here to help you. I want you to take action on this. I do see a couple questions coming in. And by the way, if you do have a question, type in the word question in all caps, followed by your question. And there we go. Scared me half to death when I did it, and it worked. I literally laughed myself silly, says My Castle Life. That's awesome. Yeah, this stuff works really, really well. Travis missed the first 15. No worries. These things are available for replays for you. No worries. Let's see. Flyride says, Pat, I just finished a 3-video voting challenge on YouTube. So you've had 3 videos. You've had people vote on it. I used King Sumo to encourage voting for my final challenge video, which became a challenge inside a challenge, Inception style. That's really confusing to me. That's okay. Let's see. Carrie says, is it best to delete the pop-up Facebook group or archive it? And should you use the same group for another run of the same challenge? Thank you. I would prefer to delete the Facebook group because then it can just become crazy to manage all these groups. And when you try to bring a group back after it's been dormant for a while, it can be very difficult. People move on, people delete the things themselves. I like and prefer to have a group specific to a cohort of students or participants that are going at the same time. I would let people know ahead of time though that you will be deleting the challenge pop-up. And if you want to continue to be a part of the community, go here instead. Here might be another Facebook group that's for your main brand or for your podcast or to follow you on a particular channel somewhere. That's what I would recommend so that you can just close that period and then have another one come back later. And that way there's just more excitement in there. People can see, yes, hypothetically, they could go back in the archive if there was one that was around for a while and see the results from other students, but you're gonna share those results with other students anyway. So I would delete it. Hashtag bruh from Manos. Thank you, Manos, for being here. Congrats on your tests, by the way, that you took earlier and that you studied for. Let's see. That email challenge was amazing. Thank you. It was great. Awesome. Okay, just making sure. Question from Dole Whip. Dad, the hosting a challenge idea totally makes sense. Is it the same, different than a sales funnel? Russell Brunson stuff comes to mind. It can be used as a sales funnel. For example, where I was going was instead of or in lieu of promoting another product that might make sense. And this is a great way. You can actually reverse engineer. If you have a product that you promote from somebody else, you can reverse engineer a challenge that can then lean into that, right? But you could do the same thing for your own products too, right? So for example, with SwitchPod, we haven't done this yet. I'm just making this up on the fly, but we could run a challenge such that we could then offer the SwitchPod at a discount for a certain period of time after the challenge is over. So we could run a week-long challenge where we can go, okay, video creators, we're gonna do the 7-day, 7-video challenge. 1 video every day for 7 days. And we would just want to create a space for that. Here are some tips. Here's some help from some of the creators that we have access to at SwitchPod who use the SwitchPod and tips that they're going to offer you so that you can stay focused, so that you can remain productive, so you can get more efficient at editing, whatever. We're teaching along the way. We don't even mention getting the SwitchPod, but we are here as SwitchPod hosting this, right? And then on day 8, at the end of 7 days, we can go, hey, y'all, congratulations. Here's somebody that we wanted to point out to you. Here's some winners of a contest that we're running in conjunction with this. Or here's just some random participants that we want to share their videos with. Here are their channels. Go share, go follow each other. And by the way, because you did so well with participating in the challenge, we wanted to offer you a 20% discount code for the SwitchPod. Here's your special landing page. SwitchPod.co, use this coupon code, etc. We here at SwitchPod believe in creators. We created this with creators. We are creators ourselves, creators, and that could be great. Love the coffee size today, says Hey Archer. Hey, thank you so much. Big shout out to Mostra Coffee, which opened their 2nd location very recently. It's my favorite choice for coffee in the US. Thank you, Hey Archer. I literally almost spilled my coffee there. Australian coffee, just in general, the best. Francis is here. Sorry, guys. Sorry to be late. No worries. Hashtag bruh. Thank you for that. So yes, as you can see, these challenges can work really well for not just promoting other people's stuff, but definitely promoting your own stuff. For example, I have a course called Power Up Podcasting. I could run a challenge for people to create their artwork for their show, for example. Again, one of the first steps in that process of creating a show, but I can use that space to teach, to offer, and then even now that I'm thinking about it, if it was specifically for artwork, I can even do something in conjunction with some designers, graphic designers out there, maybe even give away a spot or work or partner with them to help teach my audience how to create good podcast artwork that gets seen, that gets found, that stands out from the podcast directories, but also a challenge for people to get it done by the end of 48 hours. And then at the end of that, go, hey, by the way, this is just one of several steps that you need to take while you are actually creating your podcast. If you'd like this kind of information, but within a safe space, within a place that's step-by-step for you, so that you can guarantee you'll have even listeners on day one, check out Power Up Podcasting. Because you participated in the challenge, you can actually get a special deal right now and some special bonuses, etc. Right? So again, you could just think about maybe where you want to lead people to eventually, and then reverse engineer, okay, what would be a really clean first step that I could take with people to help them get there? Let me introduce to you another challenge by Jen here at Simple Green Smoothies. She and her former partner, Jada, both work together and literally use challenges to grow their entire brand. In fact, when I interviewed Jada, I think 3 or 4 years ago, before she exited the business herself, and it's just Jen now, they were able to get over 250,000 Instagram followers simply because of these challenges. And these challenges were really cool because people would tag their friends to take these challenges together. And what this is, it's a smoothie challenge, right? So yes, people will have to buy the ingredients, but a smoothie challenge, because what happens is when you run this challenge, you gain this energy, you lose a few pounds during this challenge. You can even see if I scroll down, I lost 7 pounds, so easy. The community is fantastic. It's really simple. 7 ingredients, 7 smoothies, 7 days. Look how clean and simple that is and how easy it is. If you were at all thinking about ever sort of getting on a diet or running through getting into smoothies and things like that for your health, this is the space to come to make it easy, to have some guidance. This is part of the idea of the challenge as well. You're guiding your audience through this process. And then, of course, while doing so, you're collecting email addresses, some beautiful images here. And what's really cool, and when you take this challenge, here's some more social proof about this as well. What's really cool is you sign up for this challenge and you get 7 recipes over 7 days, right? So an email a day with a new recipe. She tells you what to get ahead of time in terms of the grocery list. And the first smoothie that you get is the tastiest, right? And that makes sense because a lot of people, and she knows that there's a lot of people who go, green smoothies, yuck. But okay, there's a lot of hype here. A lot of people are doing it. Let me see. So she creates, I don't know what her first one is, but it might involve something like with pineapple or mango or something, right? Super tasty with spinach or kale in it to just blow your mind, to give you more energy, right? I literally need to do more of this, by the way, myself. Anyway, the first recipe, the best recipe, because now people go, oh my gosh, I feel revitalized. I want to do this. Hey, y'all, you know, all my followers, friends, like come do this challenge right now. I just did day 1 and I feel amazing. Come do it with me, right? So get the first result fast, right? First day, blow them away. Then they're going to be in and open every single email. And then at the end of this, she then promotes people into a more defined and refined sort of diet / smoothie / plan, health, energy, immunity, all that kind of stuff afterwards. Cool. So hopefully this is making sense. If you have any questions, please type them in the chat. Type in the word question in all caps, followed by the word or your words or your question, and I'll be here to help you. Miss Patricia, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Is there a way to save all the messages that happen in Facebook group before you delete it? That's a great question, in fact. Can you export Facebook group posts? Let's see. Get your group posts list after selecting a group in the group's dashboard? No. How can I download all posts from a Facebook group? Okay, so let's see if we can get an answer here. I have a private group in Facebook for some classmates. I know with the tools Facebook provides, you are able to download your own data. However, I want to download all the status updates, images, docs, etc. This might be worthwhile. If DIY short is no. Facebook does not provide a way for you to download a dump of groups data. This was back in, when was this asked? About seven years ago and 7 months ago. Okay, so things may have changed. This is part of the, how do I retrieve, how do I extract and export Facebook group posts from a Facebook group from Quora? If anybody knows the answer to this, that would be amazing. Andrew says, it is, sir. Well, that's good to know. See you, Lewis. Thanks for being here. To be honest, let's see. Okay, well, maybe it's become possible, but yes, that would be a great thing to do and a smart thing to do before you close the group and then actually remove the people in there. And again, that's to keep it clean, right? There are backups, I think, for messages, at least for the Facebook question. Thank you, Manos. Thank you, Andrew. Cool. Let's see. Question from Save Like a Bear. How do you think your email challenge changes if someone's blogging anonymously and doesn't want to invite friends or family to their list? Well, this is a great question. It's specific to the challenge that I have for 100 emails. I think number one, it challenges people to, even if their niche is different than the people that they have a connection with, to actually at least go out there and test the waters, because a part of the process is actually the referrals that people that you know may have to bring new people in to the email list. For example, if you know that you're going to be doing, an email list about archery, for example, I'm still going to share that with friends and family just to go, hey y'all, just so you know, like I'm going to be really involved in archery and I want to take people on this journey with me. If you're interested, or if you happen to know anybody that's interested, just let me know, because I'd like to follow up with them and see how I can help them follow along with me too. That kind of thing can work really well. Cool. So yes, other best practices related to these challenges. I go, okay, here, really quick question from AV. If you've got a sec, could you talk about that Australian coffee? Okay, sorry. I'll still answer this question. What's so great about it? Where can I get it here in the States? You can't, unfortunately. It's not just the bean. It's the way that they create the coffee, the love and the care that they have for it. It's an art form there, honestly. The best coffee in the world by far. Flat whites, my gosh, I will drink 10 of them a day because they're so good. They just taste so well. And I think part of it is just they don't burn the coffee, right? They heat it up a little bit more slowly, and they don't heat it to higher temperatures. But just the way, I don't know. I even asked somebody who was a barista there, and I was like, why do you think Australian coffee tastes better than American coffee? And they're like, because we care about it more. And I was like, whoa, dang. But okay, I hear you. Bruh. But that's what I think why. So it's not just the bean. It's you got to try it. Melbourne, if you go to Melbourne, man, there's some like hole in the wall coffee places that almost seem like speakeasies, but they're just like legit just coffee places. It's crazy. All right. Cool. So other best practices for these challenges. Remember, number one, make them short. If it's a 30-day challenge, yes, it may work. And in many cases, for what it is that you might be teaching, a 30-day challenge may be necessary. However, 30 days straight of anything is hard, especially when it comes to challenging people, right? It's called a challenge for a reason. We're challenging people. We're getting them a little bit outside their comfort zone. But again, remember, we're not going from 0 to 1 million emails. We're not going from making your first $10,000 online in a month. It's your first dollar, or your first $10, or your first customer, or that first step. So make them achievable, make them doable or plausible. That's maybe a better word to go with the Mythbusters situation, right? Plausible. Let's create a plausible thing that people can plausibly do, right? And in their mind go, okay, well, if I were to actually hunker down and do this for just that short time period, then maybe I can actually make it happen, right? And that's tip number one. Tip number two, you really need to sell the tangible items that are on the other end of this, right? We need to sell people into the challenge, right? So for the simple green smoothies challenge, right? Very clear. And also expressed in the testimonials as well. I lost 7 pounds, so this can help you lose weight. It's so easy, so it's kind of mindless. Number three, there's a community involved as well. Why this works. Actually, I want to play this video if you don't mind. I want to see how they sell into this. I know they've upgraded this over time, so that this is refined. This is fine-tuned right now, which is really cool. And while you're watching this, if you can hook me up with a thumbs up in the chat right below, lower right-hand corner, right here on the video, just hit that thumbs up button for me. That'd be really great. So let's play this and see what happens. By the way, look at that framing right there. How the blender is like legit right there in between the cabinets. That's really cool. Anyways, no words. I would have loved to hear more words. I don't know, maybe there are words. But this is, like, I guess, showing the 7 different smoothies each day. I like how engaging it is. It's fun music, but let's keep playing. Okay, well, I thought it was going to be a little bit more informative, but as we can see here, here is some more information about the challenge. Energy booster, weight loss, strengthened immune system, regular bowel movements, very important. Glowing skin, that's great. Meet your host, so getting people to know you a little bit is great too. That's really important. If we go back to Brittany's here, she shares a little bit more about her as well here. I'll be your instructor for PitchFest, and I'm so excited that you're here. I've seen the power of media placements and how it can help business owners just like you increase your reach and impact in the world. You have a message to share, and I want to help you share it with the masses. I can't wait to see you land your first media mention. Cool. And then what the days are going to be like, some social proof, and just, again, make it easy for people to sign up. Thank you, Dawn, for sharing the info. Appreciate you. Yeah, that was a nice little vid, but perhaps, and let me see if I can play my video here to see how this might differ.
All right, what's up? My name is Pat.
Whoa, who's that dude? A little bit different. Look at that. What happened to your facial hair? That's weird. Who's that man?
Flynn, and welcome to your 3-day email marketing challenge. I'm going to be walking you through the exact process I've taught thousands of other people to help them grow their email list from 0 to over 100 emails in literally 3 days. You know how important emails are for your business, whether you're just starting out and you're still figuring out your niche, or you already have a business and you don't have an email list yet. We need to grow that list, and you need space to do it. And that's what we're creating here, because starting Monday, February 3rd, I'm going to send you your first set of instructions. You're going to get emails even after day 1.
Now, there's a mistake here. We didn't edit out that February 3rd part, right? Which, what would that mean? That would mean February 3rd, 2021. This is incorrect, so we need to actually replace that video. So, not perfect here, but hopefully you can see this is weird. So Andrew said, this is young Pat from 1988, y'all. Dude, I was only 6. Do I look 6 years old? I don't think so. Anyway, I did a couple things here in this video. I created a wide net, right, to bring people in. Did you hear that? I said whether you're just starting out in your business or you've had a business for a while and you don't have an email list yet, I want to help you do this, right? And here it is. How would you do a challenge from no subscribers to growing your first audience? How would you do a challenge to go from no subscribers to growing your first audience? I mean, this is it, right? This is the challenge to start growing your audience. Even if you don't have a website, you can use this and grow your list so that you can launch your website, so that you can launch your podcast, etc. Cool. Beardless Pat, yes. I was thinking about Back to the Future. Indeed. I was 6 in 1988. Yes, indeed I was. Cool. So yes, we need to create a hook for our challenge. Let me see. Does Brittany have a video? I don't think Brittany has a video, which is okay. You don't have to create a video. You just have to help people understand what's on the other end of this. Let's go back to Brittany's here. Welcome to PitchFest, a free 5-day challenge to help you land your first media mention. Want to land your first media mention, but have no idea how to connect with the media? This free challenge helps you land your first podcast interview, publication quote, or local TV interview. Live challenge begins July 13th with little arrow. Enter your email below to register. Again, free. And then you follow up from there, which is really cool. Green Smoothie Challenge. This one I can see if I go to the. See, here we go. Oh, this is her paid thing. 7-day summer reset. Summer's a big time for the smoothie ladies. Let's see. Here it is. Simple 7. The free Green Smoothie Challenge. Experience just how tasty, affordable, and quick. Those are big things there. Tasty, affordable, and quick. Daily Green Smoothie can be, because who really wants to do it any other way? Join now, and that's what takes us to this landing page here too. So nice photos, nice imagery, and this is really great. So what I wanted to do for the rest of the time here is actually use some of the industries that you are in here in the chat, and let's just on the fly create challenges that may or may, that may work. And we're just going to come up with them and do what we can to sort of workshop them as we go. So in the chat, if you're here with me, tell me what industry you're in or who your target audience is. And if you could also share what are some of their biggest objections, that would be great too. So I'll wait a couple moments for those to come in from you who are in the chat here. So this is one of the benefits of coming in live, if you can, each day, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, except on Wednesdays when we start a half hour earlier. But this is part of the benefit, is I can interact with you and help you along the way here too. Paxman says, I'm wondering what your thoughts would be about hosting a challenge to grow my channel list on YouTube within the framework of education. Any suggestions? Okay, so we could start here for sure. So Paximus, if you would like to follow up with what realm of education do you want to focus on first, that's where I would start, right? So education is huge. Do you want to help teachers? And I think that you do teach teachers, if I remember correctly. You help them. Maybe it's to inject more comedy elements into their teaching to keep kids more engaged, right? So how to, add a little bit more engagement in your next lesson. So a 48-hour comedic lesson challenge, right? How to add comedy into your next lesson plan so that you can keep kids engaged and help them learn more. That's just an idea, right? Because I'm remembering some comedic videos that you have on your channel from our last review, and that's something that's sort of unique to you, which is really cool. Or perhaps helping teachers learn how to create their first YouTube videos to then connect with students online. So hey, your YouTube video teacher challenge. If you're a teacher, I'm gonna help you understand how to film and publish your first YouTube video for your students so that they can get to know you better and learn about where they can connect with you, if that's even possible or allowed to do. I don't know the rules, but perhaps helping them, because that's a skill that you have. The ability to create a YouTube video to teach and to educate would be really neat, and that could be a challenge that you could offer people too. Paximus says, I love that idea. That's cool. That's great. Susan says, what about creating a challenge as a launch to a website? Yes, absolutely. So whatever the next second step would be, it could be a launch of a website. So you could run a challenge just based through email about whatever. You help people get a result, and you go, hey, by the way, guess what? These kinds of things are the things I'm going to teach on our brand new website, which goes live tomorrow. If you could do me a favor, since you participated in the challenge, come to the website, leave a comment on the blog, and even share it too. And this could be a great way to launch a website for sure. Yoga, says Francis. Okay, so let's experiment in the yoga. And so that's very general, obviously, but perhaps there are some challenges to just, maybe it's the touch your toes in a weekend challenge, right? So touch your toes in 7 days challenge. There could be people in your audience who literally don't think yoga is for them because they just aren't flexible at all, right? That could be, and I know from my own experience, that's an objection. I can't do those poses that you teach. You're way more advanced, and I don't even know where to start. So hey, let's just make it simple. In 72 hours, I'm going to help you. Man, I don't want to help. I don't want you to break anybody, right? If that makes sense. But I want you to help people get to that point where they can then qualify themselves to now take one of your courses or work with you, right? If that makes sense. So perhaps, Francis, the challenge is the 30-day touch your toes challenge, right? And it might take 30 days to get there, which is why I'm making it a little bit longer, right? So for 30 days, you will send one email with some positive words of encouragement and a reminder to do a 3-minute stretch that by the end of 30 days, they will be able to touch their toes now and unlock the ability for them to be flexible enough to then take advantage of the health benefits of yoga, if that makes sense. So again, that's what I'm just brainstorming with you, but you could see how, like, literally that's a small step toward a much bigger whole that you're offering. But I think that would be cool. I think that would be really neat and a fun way to get people started, right? If that makes sense. I don't know, you might think that's a dumb idea, but I think that'd be kind of neat. So I want you to think even small like that. And no, not everybody in your audience will want to take that challenge, right? Some of these challenges could be a lot bigger, by the way. I remember doing an interview on Ask Pat with somebody who was teaching chefs, right? They are just a chef educator, if you will. And one of the challenges that we determined that he was going to run for his audience was to help his chefs that follow him get a raise, right? So this is like a raise in a week, or increase your income in a week challenge for chefs. A chef to go to the manager and to propose a raise. How cool is that? With very tangible things, and with a Facebook group and people sharing, oh my gosh, I got an extra $10,000 here. Oh my gosh, I was able to increase my income, or I was able to get a bonus that I didn't get otherwise. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's a big challenge, but a challenge nonetheless, which I think is pretty cool. Industry, graphic design, niche, YouTube graphics. Cool. So here's what I would do, Carrie. I would do a YouTube thumbnail makeover, 24-hour thumbnail makeover challenge. Hey, thank you for those thumbs downs, by the way. Still helps with the algorithm, but I just hope you have a better day. I appreciate you for being here either way. But for you, Carrie, I think a challenge, because I know that one of the biggest things that is a problem for YouTubers, however, once changed, can be a huge win, can be thumbnails, right? So I know that you perhaps want to teach people things like how to create better artwork, or even just like really all kinds of YouTube graphics. Let's help people create thumbnails for their existing videos, and when they make that change, they're going to see results almost overnight, right? So they can even share and report after a week how many more downloads they're getting as a result of just simply changing their thumbnails for their stuff, right? That would be a really cool one that I would think about. Joel says, my target audience is comedians looking to learn about writing, performing, and getting booked. So this could be, get your first booking, right? Similar to Brittany's PR challenge here, the Pitch Fest challenge, right? Very similar to this. In fact, it could be a 5-day challenge to get booked, get your first comedy gig booked, or maybe it's something related to the times right now, right? How to get booked as a guest on another podcast. The comedy podcast scene is huge, so it might be related to that. Podcast comedy guest or guest comedy related guest podcasting, like how to become a guest on another person's podcast and get more viewers. Or maybe it might be something related to helping a comedian grow their Instagram, right? So an Instagram account creation challenge. Or perhaps it's about writing a joke, right? And actually that might be more interesting, in fact, and something that the community might better and more love to share with each other, which would be, maybe it's a 1-minute set, right? A 1-minute joke that you could that everybody can film and then share in the group with each other, right? To then test and experiment and bounce ideas off of each other, right? Part of the idea of being a comedian, I know, is to try different jokes and see if they stick or not, right? And creating a safe space to do this. So, maybe there's a particular kind of joke, like a storytelling joke, or maybe a parenting joke challenge, or maybe it's a political joke challenge, or wherever you want to focus. That might be pretty cool. Grace says, I teach Spanish from beginners to advanced. So what I would do if I were you is I would do the Spanish Facebook group post challenge. I want to challenge you to have a conversation with somebody in Spanish in a Facebook group, in a Spanish Facebook group. And that would be a really neat thing that could be done online and in a way where people can get a little bit uncomfortable and actually have communication with somebody in Spanish in a Facebook group that already exists. And maybe you work with a Facebook group owner that you might know already who has a number of people who speak Spanish in their group, and just say, hey, I'd love to invite brand new community members in here who are learning Spanish, and maybe we can coordinate with your members a way for them to actually have conversations with these people, and then you can even have them sort of self-identify when they come in there and actually start engaging with people. That would be really neat and a fun way to partner with another company too. Just, again, brainstorming out loud, but I want to think creatively here, and that might be pretty cool. Susan says, I'm thinking about creating a photography challenge to help announce a launch for a photography site. Yeah, that might be cool. I would say, Susan, if you wanted to do that, it could be specifically a photography challenge to grab a photo, to take your own photo that could potentially be a landing page for an upcoming and brand new website, right? So I'm just thinking about people taking this photo, putting it into a landing page. You help them. This is like literally you're teaching them how to do this in this challenge using ConvertKit, for example, which you can, I think, do in the free trial that you get access to, or it's not even a trial, it's a free account. And you can also potentially even make some money off of the affiliate commissions should people choose to stay on. And this also allows you to teach them to build their email list while building their website. They can use this landing page to collect email addresses with their photography on it ahead of the launch of their website, right? So even before launching a website, launching a landing page, maybe it's a landing page pre-website challenge, which would be pretty cool. Cool. Are you guys having fun with this? I like the on-the-spot sort of learning as we go. Again, hit that thumbs up if you enjoy this, and just let me know in the chat that you're getting value from this. We did sort of some teaching in the first half, but now we're putting it into practice with people who are here, which is pretty cool. Elton says, the challenge really is getting engagement from a cold audience. Yeah, I mean, that is the challenge, right? How might you encourage and get people excited who don't even know who you are to actually participate and take these challenges? What's really cool is these challenges can be a great way to warm people up for the first time. because it's not about them getting to know you so much as it's them getting the result that you've promised with this challenge and seeing that there's other people doing this challenge with them, which is really cool. So the way that you get cold subscribers or cold people who are just finding you for the first time to actually get involved and engage is to really hone in on what it is that you're doing for them. Hone in on their results, hone in on who they are. And even if you have this Facebook group, what's really cool is you can use this opportunity to highlight certain people who have gotten results, right? Showcase those hero stories that you are creating and the wonderful work that your students who are participating in this challenge are having, right? And then when you do that, people, whether they're cold or warm or not, they're going to feel good about seeing somebody who is just like them get results and be encouraged to get results too. Flyride says, automotive lighting. They struggle not knowing what LED bulbs are high quality. That one may be a little bit too specific, and also it is, let's think about this. Automotive lighting. Is there something that one can do within their automobile to enhance their lighting without having to pay for anything, right? Might there be a way to go in there and start either, I don't know, with code or wires that already exist in there or something that you could teach them to maybe get their lights brighter, or maybe it is a challenge where they have to, put and install something that would just completely change everything. I don't know this industry quite as well, Flyride, but I think that you are in the right place thinking about, okay, well, here's a space, automotive lighting. What might be the first steps? Maybe there's some audit, right? An audit challenge to have people understand, okay, what their next first step is going to be, or their biggest and next investment is going to be related to automotive lighting, if that makes sense. I don't know, that one's a little bit more difficult. Grandma Cootie says, challenge. Kids play activities to lead into wanting to hear the Bible stories, like make a sling thing to go into David and Goliath. Oh, interesting. Okay, so I would say that it would be, I don't know, maybe this is a challenge for, maybe they get to create their own activity, right? That's the challenge. And they, with this theme that you offer them, offer the ability for them to create their own game, in fact, related to it, which could be really fun. And you can have some information for both them and their parents to help guide them along the way. And at the end, they have this activity that they can continue to play, that they can use to share with each other, that they can get their parents involved with, that maybe has little pieces and characters. Like day one, create your character that, like on a Monopoly board, you get to move around the board. And day two is you create the board, and here are the kind of spaces that you can create. And day three is like you create the little cards that have the rules that help people go around. And you create this really simple framework for people to create their own, for the kids to create their own games. That might be really interesting. Let's see, building a bassoonist. I'm in music education. Target audience are kids in band class who start playing bassoon. Cool. So I would do so I was in band, right? So I'm thinking about something I'd be interested in doing, because I was thinking, okay, what's something that I can actually help them? That would be like scales, right? So let me help you like unlock your first scales with all major keys. But then I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's not going to be as helpful or as interesting. It might be figure out, here's what it is. Hey, if you are a bassoonist, I want you to, in 24 hours, I want you to choose your favorite pop song, find the melody for the chorus, and I want you to play it on your bassoon. And I want you to figure out the notes yourself. And I just want to challenge you to do that, whatever your favorite pop song is, right? And then when you're done, record yourself playing that and pop it in here in the Facebook group, and we can all see if we can discover what that song is, or we can just, congratulate you for that. I don't know. That might be kind of fun. I would have loved to do that with trumpet. Now, if I'm thinking about the 90s, it probably would have been a lot of boy band music that I would have, boy band or Britney Spears or Christina Aguilera, that kind of realm. Or maybe it would have been more Green Day and probably Blink 182, right? All the small things. Just thinking out loud. Okay, April here says, finding people for a pilot program to seed our people search engine by creating 6 videos for vital video visibility using proprietary hashtags to find and be found by people who fit/overlap. Woo, okay, that's a mouthful, April. I think that we need to extrapolate that into a much simpler form. I understand what you're saying. And also 6 videos, a lot. Why not the first video? That's the challenge. And then if they want to continue with you, they can create the next ones, right? A hashtag/video challenge to see if you can create some relationships and find people who overlap with you. right? We need to try and make this as easy as possible. But I think you're in the right realm there. Let's see. Wendy says, using light therapy to reduce inflammation, reduce pain because of COVID, helping people reduce inflammation and abdominal or increased cortisol. Okay. So let's see here. She left me roses by the stairs. Yeah, man, all these 90s memories are coming back. Both good and bad. Anyway, just kidding. High school is weird for me. Anyway, Wendy's saying using light therapy to reduce inflammation. Now, what do they have access to these lights already? Perhaps if they do, then they can participate in a challenge where, hey, within 48 hours, you're going to do the things that I'm going to teach you, and then you're going to see the result at the end. An inflammation 24 hours to reduced, or I don't know how to title it, but it would be the inflammation reduction challenge, right? Where within 48 hours, I'm going to teach you with 2 emails, 1 per day, how to use lights that you already have access to reduce inflammation in the abdominal region, so that, and remember, this is the important part of these challenges, so that blank, right? We need to build your email list so that you can better connect with your audience and build your business and grow from there. We need to have PR in our business so that you can get more exposure to cold audiences that you wouldn't have had access to otherwise. You need to participate in this green smoothie challenge so that you can have revitalized energy, a better immune system, especially in light of what's happening in the world today, right? Let's see, scrolling down. Target audience, adults that need costumes for birthday parties or company events. Cool. Perhaps a challenge would be where they can perhaps find the biggest discounts online for these different things. Or maybe there's a specific theme, right? For these, this one we need to know a little bit more about our target audience and perhaps what they're looking for. But the idea of helping them find something that they're eventually going to need to pay for, the challenge may be, finding a place online to purchase these things, or a price comparison challenge, right? Hey, you need a costume within the next 24 hours using the tactics I'm going to teach you here in this challenge. I'm going to help you discover where you can find the best deal, and whoever gets the best deal or finds this costume or even makes this costume. Maybe it's a make your own costume challenge, or come up with an idea for a costume, or thrift shop challenge. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. All right. It's Lenka. Hey, it's Lenka. Thanks for being here. Let's see. I work with actors, helping them with social media. I just launched, and I would like to do a challenge to help them and grow my email list. What would be something effective? Let's see. I think it would be to pick one particular platform, whatever you feel, Lenka, is the most important platform for an actor to be on. And then trying to get their first number of followers. That's a very clear one, right? Like, get your first 10 followers on social media, or get to your first 100 followers on Facebook. First 100 Instagram followers, right? Or where, day one, I'm going to teach you how to get your account, which dives into your username, into creating your bio, and to the images that you use. Day 2, I help you create posts, and day 3, I help you find more people. And by the end of the week, after 7 days, because between day 3 and day 7, I teach you how to find more people, how to, bring your existing audience over there and whatnot. That's where I would focus, right? Because that's tangible. That's very tangible, right? If you're getting into social media, that would be definitely something that could, maybe they already have a social media account, and we want to, we want to double their follower list, right? That could be a thing too. Thank you for the likes, everybody. I appreciate you. All right, let's. Dole Whip Dad says, I need a thrift store challenge, right? Some Macklemore, right? Let's see. Xavier says, empty nesters who are having a hard time getting back to their active lives after their kids have left. So it would be perhaps you focus on a specific challenge that your target audience might be interested in. Maybe it's an outdoor or hiking challenge, for example. Maybe not outdoors during this time, but maybe something in the house that they can get involved with. Maybe there's a tool or some sort of program that you can get them access to that they can all participate in a weekend, right? To give them access to something that they haven't had access before, to help you guide them through that situation. Maybe it's, maybe it's something like writing, for example, right? Or active lives. Okay, so active, so being outdoors and staying focused. So maybe it's a community-based at-home fitness type thing, right? Where together, even while at home, you can help guide them toward free YouTube videos, one a day that you find from other creators that they can actually participate in and they can share. Like maybe one of them is a 10-minute yoga video. Another one the next day is a more fun sort of HIIT workout for, excuse me, for people who are maybe empty nesters. Maybe the next one is more, maybe the third day is more of a brain activity one that you help people, guide people with. And maybe they're each day, like just 15 minutes that people can participate in all at the same time, and they kind of report back in the Facebook group after that. Thank you, Paximus, for the super chat. I appreciate you. As a reminder, all the super chats that come in this month are getting donated to Yemen Foundation, who are helping those who are really struggling in Yemen right now. They were already struggling and then got hit with the virus and are just kind of flying under the radar right now. We need to bring more attention to what's happening over there too. YemenFoundation.org if you want to see more about that. But that's all the super chats coming in this month are getting donated to that. Ooh, a lot of good stuff here. I just tuned in and Pat is talking about learning Spanish. Somebody was asking about if they're teaching Spanish, what's a good challenge that we could do to help them sort of get started. And the challenge that I offered was getting involved in Facebook groups and actually having conversations, holding conversations in Spanish with a real person, perhaps even partnering up with those community leaders to make that happen. It's so fun trying to get Pat's attention. This is valuable. Yes, Grandma Goody? Did I miss something? Sorry. Cool. Getting value. Great. How did we run through this hour so quickly? We literally only have 3 minutes left, y'all. I just heard the kids come downstairs, so I'm going to make them breakfast very soon. But hopefully, anyway, let's just sum this up. And hopefully this was exciting for you and spurs some ideas for you. And what's nice about these challenges are these are moments during the year, maybe one per quarter or even twice a year, you host these challenges and you make a big deal out of them. They become a part of your content calendar. You create content that leads up to these situations. You then follow up with these people afterwards and you've gotten results with them. So now you know what to give or offer them next. Maybe it's your own product, maybe it's another product, maybe it's another thing that you already have that you can lead people to, that you can then reverse engineer and start with a challenge that then leads them there. Whatever the case may be, just get excited about this. I hope this helps, and I hope that you get inspired by this. And hopefully it spurred some ideas for you, especially sort of crowdsourcing the ideas here in the chat. So again, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And again, make these challenges short, achievable, have them happen on a specific date. And over time, you can then make them evergreen. And you can just use the same emails. And again, let's make it simple. Let's just have it be email based in the way that you teach. Your email open rates are going to be really high if you set that expectation up front. And it's going to really help you understand and help other people understand that they can know, like, and trust you. And you can then further communicate with them over time. And they'll have already gotten results from you, which is ultimately what we want to offer people. We want to offer people results. A challenge is a quick, easy way in a contained space on a specific date. And should you choose to create a pop-up Facebook group to go along with it, that can work really well too, so that people can see each other going through it. They can share wins with each other. This all can spur some really amazing community early on in your business career, and hopefully can help people dive deeper into your brand, into your business, and want to work further with you, whether it's coaching or whether it's a product that you're offering or even commissions from a product that you're offering from somebody else. This stuff works, my people. I appreciate that you're here, and hit that thumbs up button before you go. Come back tomorrow. We're going to talk about another thing that we can offer for our audience to help provide more value, and thus in return get some more results back. As I always say, your earnings are a byproduct of how well you serve your audience. These challenges are a great way to do that. So thank you so much. I'm glad you learned a lot. You are amazing. Take care, and I hope that you come back tomorrow. Again, this is the place to go. patflynn.com/theincomestream, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, and right on the dot here. Thank you so much for joining me. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. And we're going to come back tomorrow with another live stream teaching you something to help you grow and scale your business. Again, my name is Pat Flynn, here to help you make more money, save more time, and help more people too. Thanks for being here. And as always, Team Flynn for the win. Peace out, y'all.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
Monday, back at it. Have a great week. Let's be productive, but also remember what's important in your life and who's important in your life and give them some love and focus and attention too. I appreciate you.